I'm going to make this quick, okay, because I'm going to wrap this up in 5 minutes. My 5 pages of notes that I researched for my portion and the panel discussion, I'm going to boil this down to 5 minutes. We're going to talk about history, economic law, and politics. First, I'm going to answer the question that was given to me dealing with classism. I consulted Boston University's Anti-Racism Center. Classism is a belief or a set of policies that deny people their dignity, deny people their value based upon a perceived belonging to different socioeconomic groups, whether they're poor, whether they're middle class, etc. And you create policies around that to target them. So in the African American community, we see higher rates of health-related disparities, high blood pressure, cancer, etc. We see higher rates of pollution, and pollution is connected also to higher rates of health disparities, etc. Okay? Now, one of the things that, I'm Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. One of the things I was also asked to talk about was dealing with economic empowerment and how we deal with that in the African American community. I speak across the country. I'm on Roland Martin Unfiltered every Friday. We need to focus on history, economics, law, and politics. The acronym HELP. History, economics, law, and politics. When two of my teachers teach, Dr. Linda Jeffries and Professor James Small, as well as myself, I use what's called the pyramid principle. If you think of a pyramid, the pyramid of Khafre at Giza, a pyramid has 3 sides. The foundation is African history and culture. It's our history and culture that gives us our values, our interests, and our principles. Our VIPs, our values, our interests, and our principles. This gives us a cultural paradigm that we see reality through, okay? It influences the 2 sides of the pyramid, your economic empowerment and your political empowerment. It influences how you engage in economics, okay? I have a contention with a lot of these economic empowerment gurus out here who try to convince us that wealth creation is the same as economic empowerment. And I was interviewing one of them, and I said, we can all have stock portfolios valued at $5 million and still spend 97% of our dollars with people that don't look like us. You have wealth creation, but you don't have economic empowerment. So when we look into our history, if you read the book, Collective Courage by Dr. Jessica Gordon-Nemhard, who's one of the top authorities on the history of cooperative economics, the co-ops are principles we brought with us from Africa. But since, for the most part, we've been stripped of our history, culture, language, spiritual systems, folklore, mores, we don't understand that we have this in our history. The Free African Society of 1787 was one of the first mutual aid societies. We have the Colored Farmers Union, 1886, out of Texas. They grew to 1.2 million members in various states. And these were African-American farmers that were sharing farming techniques, sharing all types of equipment, things like this, and becoming very prosperous. They had to disband because of death threats from white supremacists. We look at the Colored Merchants Association, 1928, coming out of the National Negro Business League, 1901, Booker T. Washington. This grew to about 243 black-owned grocery stores all across the country. And what they were doing was sharing marketing techniques, accounting techniques. They were buying in bulk, and they were competing better against the Woolworths and Crescents, okay? So you look at another one would be the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense and the mutual aid programs that they had, the screening for sickle cell anemia, the breakfast programs, different things of this nature. When they were they have programs to deliver food to senior citizens who could not get out of their homes. So we have these different types of co-ops and mutual aid societies in our histories. In our history, what happened was that many of us went to white business schools or business schools at HBCUs that taught white business principles. And we tried to bring white capitalism back to the African American community. And what happened was, when you got rid of the co-ops, you got rid of a lot of the cooperation. Because to have co-ops, you have to have cooperation. Now, I graduated from Wayne State's business school. I learned a lot of white business principles. What made me so dangerous was I was studying African history outside of the white business school. So I understood the difference, okay? So, I want to wrap this up here. I want to thank everybody for your hard work. I know it's a lot of work. I've organized events similar to this before, but this is what we have to understand. Now, politics, let me wrap up with this. Politics is more than just voting. Voting is extremely important. And you get a lot of stupid people, and I'm censoring myself because of where we are. You get a lot of stupid people when you don't vote strategically. Politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources. Let me say it again. Voting is only one small part of politics. We've never been taught to play the game of politics to win. Politics is the legal distribution of scarce wealth, power, and resources, and the writing of laws, statutes, ordinances, amendments, and treaties, their adoption, interpretation, and enforcement. Now, sometimes I get in trouble for this, but I tell people, when I was on Lavanya Pyramid Show on 910 AM, Superstation WFDF, before it went to White Supremacist Radio. I was a talk show host there for 7 years. I still have my social media platforms, and million followers on the African History Network Facebook fan page, so that doesn't faze me. I said, I know people mean well, but we have to learn to vote strategically, and we have to stop telling African Americans to exercise your right to vote. Okay? Listen to me. You don't vote for exercise. If you want to exercise, go to the gym and work out. You vote for power. Everybody else understands this, especially black power. That's what you vote for. You vote for laws and policies that are beneficial to you, your community, your people, and what's good for African Americans are good for America in general. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. I got a whole lot of other information. Come see me at the table here. The speakers that have my information on my online history classes as well. Asante Sana, my hotel, Wakanda forever. That was 6 minutes and 14 seconds. That's how I do it.
Thank you, Brother Imhotep. We're going to pass the mic.
So join us, class number, normally we do the class on Saturdays, but I'm speaking at a Black History Month celebration this Saturday. So we're going to do the class Sunday, February 25th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Register for the class right now. Click right here to register. And you can watch the 2 previous classes because they're archived, and we have the lesson plan here also. You can check that out, like I said, and join us in class for our next class. There's a preview right here also that you can look at. And follow us on our social media platforms. Click right here, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X or Twitter. Listen to the African History Network show. Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. Click right here for our audio podcast.